Put that in your notes. Your attack was crafted based off of your gift, purpose, and weakness. This is why you can't compare your battle to everyone else's. Michael, I might run. Because your fight is different because your future's different. Michael, your fight is different because your future's different. The reason your attack is different than their attack is not based off of where you are, it's based off of where you're going. Which means he intensifies your attack because he peeked over into your future and realized if I don't stop them in March, by November, I won't be able to do nothing with them. Which is why you gotta stop allowing people to convince you that something's wrong with you. You catch hell because something wrong with you. I don't catch hell because something wrong with me. Sometimes I'm catching hell because something's right with me. I'm preaching to 7 of y'all and y'all missed it already. Your fight is different because your future is different. And I'm gonna say this and only 3 of you gonna catch this. My future just took a radical shift because I made a decision in my present to stop running from what he called me to kill. I don't know who I just preached to in here. That's why I can't ask you to high five your neighbor because you don't know what their future look like. See, every now and again I can shout with you because we believe in God for the same stuff. But on this particular point, I can't shout with you because I'm not sure you're willing to do what I'm currently doing. More in the monitor. So this next praise ain't for a house, it ain't for a car, it ain't for a promotion, it ain't for money. My next praise is God equipped me so my future is intact. Am I preaching to anybody? If we're gonna be equipped, put this in your notes, we have to understand the difference between obstacles and opposition. That's rich. Obstacles and opposition. If we're gonna be different, this is heavy. You have to understand the difference between obstacles and opposition. What does that mean, PMJ? A lack of spiritual intelligence, it's on the screen, will cause you to confuse obstacles with opposition. A lack, here's a word you're gonna hear us say for the next 30 to 60 days. Might wanna go ahead and write it. Spiritual intelligence, not street smarts, not book smarts. The devil will put stuff in your life that the school didn't teach you, and he will take you through stuff that streets can't fix. Am I preaching to anybody? It's called spiritual intelligence. A lack of spiritual intelligence will cause you to confuse obstacles with opposition, which leads to either unnecessary frustration or wasted energy. I'm trying to be dignified today. And what I can tell you is the frustration you feel right now may be unnecessary. You may be unnecessarily frustrated and exhausted because you're wasting energy putting a strategy together for opposition that was really an obstacle. Because how you approach opposition and how you approach an obstacle ain't the same way. All right, so watch this. Why, Pastor Mike? Listen to your boy. Because not everything in your way is the enemy. Did you hear what I just said? Not everything in your way is the enemy. Some things are meant to develop you while others are designed to destroy you. I'm finna mess you up. Why do you need spiritual intelligence? Because if you don't have spiritual intelligence, you're gonna be busy spending your whole week calling some a devil that's really development. You need spiritual intelligence because you're finna spend the rest of your week calling some a hater that's really a helper. You're gonna be calling stuff that's an attack really an assignment. See, the reason I gotta grow spiritually and get spiritual intelligence because I don't wanna hit something I should have held on to. I don't wanna hold on to something I should have beat up. Michael! I'm preaching to 3 of y'all. That's why 7 of y'all stressed out now because you fell in love with your assignment. Just because your assignment was attractive, you were never called to love it, you was called to lead it. Michael! So put this in your notes. Obstacles, are you writing? Obstacles, opposition. All right, I put a chart. I hope they can see the chart. There it is. Obstacles. We're going to school. Obstacles, opposition. Y'all didn't even try to take notes on that. Y'all just put y'all. All right, make sure you get a good picture of me too. Y'all be posting me looking bad. So obstacles, opposition. Look at this. Obstacles, what's the definition? An obstacle, you can leave that up for a second. An overflow, make sure they can see this. I don't know how they're going to see it in overflow. I tell you what, because I hate coming off the screen. Just put it, however you got to put it, overflow. Y'all just stay with me if you can hear my voice. Obstacles, challenges that test your ability to persist, grow, and develop. That's the definition of an obstacle. What's the definition of opposition? Attacks, specifically designed to stop or derail you from fulfilling your purpose. You missed it. What should your notes read, okay? Obstacles are challenges. Opposition is attacks. Obstacles, what's the source of the obstacle? Life, God's process, or natural circumstances. What's the source of an opposition? The enemy, spiritual warfare, people used by the enemy, or systems set against your purpose. Do you see that? Do you see that? This is why you got to have spiritual intelligence. Because if you call an obstacle opposition, you're going to be fighting against God. Because God sends obstacles. The enemy sends opposition. Which is why, Michael, thank you. Put that in the notes, Leslie. Which is why Jonah prayed, but God wouldn't stop the storm. Because the storm was opposition. I'm sorry. The storm was an obstacle. Who sent the storm? God. He's praying to God to remove something that he sent. Which is why some of y'all are stressed out because you're like, I fasted and I prayed and God was like, that was cool, but I sent it. Why would I remove it if it ain't done working you? Am I preaching to anybody? God, Michael, will never take you out of something that he can develop you in. Why would God remove what he's placed in your life if he's trying to get something better out of your life? I'm preaching whether you receive it or not. Obstacles. What's the source of the obstacle? God. What's the source of the opposition? The enemy. What's the purpose of the obstacle? To prepare and strengthen you for the next level. What's the purpose of the opposition? To initiate, to intimidate, distract, or destroy you before you reach. Are y'all sitting in the same church service as me? I wish I had somebody in overflow who could see somebody in overflow shouting and then tap them on the shoulder, then take some of y'all out of the sanctuary and then move you to overflow, because y'all looking at me like I'm not preaching today. The purpose of the obstacle is to prepare. The purpose of opposition is to distract. The response to obstacles is you overcome obstacles through wisdom, patience, and discipline. You overcome opposition when you discern opposition and fight it with spiritual strategy, not strength. I'm finna run. That's why some of y'all exhausted. You just like your pastor. All of us need to grow up in God. You just like your pastor. You done took on some of your pastor's traits. I'm strong. I can take a lot of stuff. I can take it. Hear me when I say this. I can go through hell, high water, anything you think of. And I got this unique ability that when you see me, you're not going to be able to tell. But the older I get, the more I realize that's not healthy. Y'all miss what I just said. It's cool because sometimes you got to be strong. But look at the definition. Put the definition on the screen. Look what it says. It says you discern opposition, watch this, with spiritual strategy, not strength. So the reason I'm always exhausted is because I'm trying to outstrong opposition. Oh my God. I am preaching too good for my own church today. No. Put this in your notes. Why, Pastor Mike? Obstacles develop you. Opposition distracts you. Come back to me, Dre. Obstacles develop you. Opposition distracts you. That's your next note. Obstacles develop you. That's a lower third. Opposition distracts you. What does that mean? God says, I sent obstacles to your life because there's a part of you that is underdeveloped. Yeah, there's a part of you that's underdeveloped. I know what your next level look like. So I'm gonna put something in your present that's gonna develop you for your future. But if you ain't got spiritual intelligence, you're gonna think it's a problem, not a present. All right, I'm gonna say this how I feel it. If it don't make sense, I'll fix it. If you're gifted like you say you are, then the gifted sometimes gets gifts that don't make sense. Do I need to run that back? If you're as gifted as you say you are, sometimes the gifted gets gifts that don't make sense. Pastor Mike, I still don't get what you're saying. You gifted, right? You got an entrepreneurial gift. So what God will gift you with is with a nasty boss. He gifts you a nasty boss so you can see in the future what you should never be. I promise I'm finna go to overflow. Y'all keep playing with me. No, you are gifted. So sometimes God will gift you with an absent father to show you the type of parent you need to be. Sometimes God gifts you with poverty so you'll know how to manage your prosperity. That's why the text said, and the Lord causes all things to work together. And the problem with some of us is you are being upset about the gift that's really gonna shift your gifting. My God! Hear me? And so what I'm trying to get you spiritual intelligence for is you are misdiagnosing your gift. Yep. That just hit me right there. Oh, that just blessed me right there. No, God gave me a gift called denial. Yeah, when I tried to get that building over there by West End High School and then it didn't work. He gifted me with denial. When I tried to get the building like going toward Lawson State, right there where Etheridge Brothers used to be, get where the Piggly Wiggly used to be, bust that right. It's an old church that's just been sitting there for years. And I went and walked around that building. We went and prayed on the doorsteps of the building, sung worship. I preached in it with a hole in the ceiling, brought all my people out. It still didn't work. He gifted me with denial. When I tried to buy the strip mall next to Forestdale, had the keys. We stood in church. I got the keys. It failed every inspection possible. I lost every dime I had on my earnest money. Didn't even have the legal representation to probably get certain, but he gifted me with failure. When I got Central Park and they told me it was a blessing and it ended up being the biggest nightmare I've ever had in my life. Everything that could go wrong in that building went wrong. If I fixed this, it broke this, and I'm sitting there like, God, he gifted me with failure. Only problem is, I didn't know it was a gift till it came time to negotiate this. Y'all missed what I just said right there. Now I'm sitting in the room with this like, no, we need inspections. I want to make sure we do so-and-so. Let's put this right here in escrow. I want to do so-and-so, so-and-so. Let's make sure we do an amortization sheet for XYZ. And they looking at us like, what school you went to? Failure. I went to the school of hard knocks, majored in hell, trials, and tribulation, but graduated summa cum laude because I knew God, what he had for me, the devil couldn't take from me. I got spiritual intelligence to discern an obstacle from opposition. Somebody shout yes. Now hear me. So look at this. Sit down. Y'all tripping, twin. Sit down, twin. Sit down. All right, so look at me. Obstacles, are y'all still rocking with me? Y'all see why it's gonna take me like 5 weeks? I was up at 4 this morning like, can we start? I almost started church at 5 this morning and just said, y'all gotta get here when you get here. Why? Put this in your notes. This is also why I just don't like doing 2 services, because I don't think I can preach it again. They're gonna have to watch this. No, put this in your notes. Obstacles are placed. Leslie, put that in the notes. Gifted, if you're as gifted as you say you are, sometimes what'd I say? All right, Figure it out. Just rewind it. I'm gonna be at the 11:30 because put this in your notes. Obstacles are placed before you as part of the process to strengthen you. I'm not gonna finish today. It's cool. Obstacles are placed before you as part of the process to strengthen you. So I want you to catch this. I want you to do this favor for your boy, if you don't mind. Think about what you're going through right now. Based off of the chart I gave you, is it an obstacle or opposition? If it's opposition, you need to strap up. That's spiritual warfare. But if it's an obstacle, you need to lean in. If it's an opposition, devil, get out of my life. If it's an obstacle, Lord, whatever you're doing. Y'all missed what I just said, man. God. So look at this. Next note. Opposition is sent against you to prevent your progress. If you identify it as opposition, you have to readily know something's trying to hinder my progress. That's good. That's good. We said it at the same time. That's good. Remember David? Who did David kill? No. See what you did? See what you did? You see what you did? Who David killed? Huh? The lion and the bear. We run to his opposition and ignore his obstacles. Did you see that? You blessing me, Doc. I mean, you blessing me today. Do it one more time. Ooh, Dad, you blessing me, Doc. No, so what did we do? Who David killed? Goliath. Because everybody, because we lack spiritual maturity, and we so ready to stunt, and you so addicted to clout, you so big to celebrate your opposition, and don't realize had it not been for your obstacles, you never would have overcome your opposition. Put this in your notes. Leslie, put this in the notes for me. Opposition, and then just put like an equal sign or a slash so you can remember it. Opposite. That just hit me on stage. It's opposition because it's opposite of where I'm going. Okay, all right. So say this is you. Say this is you. Opposition means they on defense. Obstacle means they on offense. If it's an obstacle, it came from somebody who's on my team. If it's opposition, it came from somebody I got to defeat. Did you catch that? Goliath was opposition. He wasn't just an enemy. He was assigned by the Philistines to stop Israel's destiny. So who sends, what's the source of obstacles? God. So that means if an obstacle comes in my life, that's really God pushing me. If opposition shows up because it comes from the enemy, that's them holding me back. Oh, that was good. Put this in your notes. If David had confused his obstacles with opposition, he would have quit before he got to Goliath. Man, why you got me out here fighting lions? I'm out here fighting bears. I ain't trying to be funny. That's what you sound like. This what you sound like right now. I ain't trying to be funny, but they came looking for a king and my own daddy didn't even invite me in the house. I'm so tired of this family. Every time I turn around, y'all got me out here in the field. I'm out here fighting wolves and lions and bears. Where did lion even come from? That's how you do. You know, you get mad, you start coming up with some good revelations, don't it? This don't even make no sense, bro. I'm out here all night by myself. Don't nobody want to help me. Y'all sleeping in the house. I'm out here in the field. Ain't got nothing to eat. No woman, just sheep, flies. Can you imagine being out there? Then you look up at the house, they in the house kicking it. Every window looked like Home Alone when they was in there dancing. And you just out there in the field like, this ain't, man, this is. You cussing right now, ain't you? Come on, don't be fake today. You cussing. No, they got the right one. I'm the only one doing so-and-so, so-and-so. I'm doing so-and-so, so-and-so. Old buddy came to the house and said, I'm the one. Then they gonna send me back to the field? Real talk, I should be king right now. He would have quit. 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 My first service at the Fairfield Civic Center, 12 people showed up. I should have put the picture on the screen. I still got the picture. 12 people showed up. Technically, the choir used to walk back here on the back of this hall before they step on stage. It's the picture from my first service. Like, I want whoever touched this stage to realize this is a blessing. Don't overlook the obstacle. Can you imagine being 25 and God told you it's going to be big? You get there the day before and put 1,200 chairs out and 12 people show up. You know how many empty seats that is? Imagine me sitting in this church and it's just the first 2 rows. Man, maybe God didn't call me to do this. No, God gifted me an empty room. Yeah, I gotta go, man. Y'all missed it. No, so he gifted me an empty room to develop my motives, to build my character. If you go watch old sermons when I was way back in the day with no beard, nobody in the church, it's the same Pastor Mike. It's because I realized if I quit over the obstacle, I'll never make it to the opposition. Put this in your notes. Obstacles are tests. Opposition is warfare. That's good. Obstacles are tests. Opposition is warfare. We're going to talk more about that later because I'm going to start going deep into warfare. I'm about to start giving, it's going to be crazy. It's going to be crazy. I need you to tap in there because we're going to talk about what is spiritual warfare. We're going to talk about a lot of that because a lot of this stuff ain't spiritual warfare. It's just mess. Pray for me, I'm under attack. Okay, what's going on? They trying to cut my stuff up. No, you didn't pay the bill. That ain't warfare. We ain't got to pray about that. How much you need? No, just go ahead and ask. Let's not make it spiritual. We can't pray Alabama Power back on. Like, no, what are we doing? Now, God can send somebody to pay a bit, but you get what I'm saying? Pray for me, I'm under attack. No. You got a relationship you shouldn't have been in. That's not an attack. That's not warfare. That's a decision. Put this in your notes. Obstacles are tests. I wore a jacket today because I knew I was going to say some good stuff. I wanted to look like a pastor today. It's the first Sunday. One of my church mothers said, at least on the first Sunday, at least look pastoral. So I gave her the black jeans with a jacket. Is that cool? Is that all right? So watch this. Obstacles are tests of your ability, endurance, and faithfulness. That's rich. Y'all still rocking with me? So did you hear me? Obstacles are a test of your ability, endurance, faithfulness. Okay, I want you to put this in your notes. Draw a box, though, like a box. Put it like a box. Is this going to be like your key legend for the next 4 weeks, okay? Put EQ, SQ, IQ. All right, one is intelligence. The other one is emotional intelligence. The other one is spiritual intelligence. You need all three. I'm just afraid we don't know when to apply them. We too emotional when it's time to be spiritual. Don't have enough spirituality when it's time to be intellectual. You get what I'm saying? So when we talk about David, look at this. Here's a SQ, spiritual IQ move. Before you complain about what's hard, ask God, is this training or an attack? We went on tour last year. We did like 45, 47, 50 cities. It was crazy, right? All right, and so what was funny was we got on tour, and everybody who was on tour with me said, you was right. They said, you was right. When we were setting up at the Boutwell for 6 years, we had to get there every Sunday morning, unload, put the speakers up, put the sounds up, pull the drums out, pull the so-and-so. So it was almost like I used to say stuff like, one day, we're going to be on the road one day. And what I'm realizing is some of the stuff you call an attack is really training. So if obstacles are tests to your ability, endurance, and faithfulness, next note, opposition is warfare designed to break your faith, confidence, or commitment. Did you catch that? Opposition is designed to break your faith, confidence, and commitment. How do I know it was opposition? It's not that it hurt my feelings. It damaged my faith. Can I say something? Are y'all hearing me? Overflow all over. You're going to go through stuff that's going to hurt your feelings. God will have you feeling like this big. Has God ever showed out in your life and you thought you was hot? You know, like in basketball, like how you shoot one three, then you shoot another three, then you just come up and throw it up like, oh, I'm on fire now. And then it just, boy, I was on fire one day, boy, I was prophesying. I was out of state. I looked at her later. I said, the Lord told me you got a son. She said, yes. I said, Lord told me to tell your son. She was like, oh my God. Yeah. And then God didn't say nothing else. Then here I come. And your daughter. No daughter. I was like, golly. Maybe it's a niece. No, I don't have any nieces. Is there anybody 12? I got two, the neighbor. That's how you can tell when they missing. They just start fishing, don't it? No, but the Lord, I was saying that comically, but I'm being honest. God will have you feeling this small. Watch this, because he will let you kill Goliath and lose the Bathsheba. How you kill somebody who trained to kill and lose to somebody who don't even know how to fight? Did you catch that? He'll let you conquer Jericho, then lose to AI. Think about if God let you take Birmingham, then you lose to Mulga. Look at y'all, y'all don't even know what Mulga is. Who know what Mulga is? Throw your hand up. You mean to tell me God blessed you to take Birmingham and then you lose to Pratt? Somebody said, wait a minute, I'm from Pratt. So let's talk about this. Jesus in the wilderness for how many days? What was he doing in the wilderness? Fasting and praying. All right? The obstacle is fasting for 40 days. That just messed you up and you don't realize it. Fasting is an obstacle. Tithing is an obstacle. That's why I stopped telling the whole church to give every Sunday. You want to know why? Because if you don't have spiritual intelligence, you're going to hear your pastor telling you to give as opposition. So I said, you know what, God, it's up to you. I ain't going to even mention it. You're going to give. If not, that's between you and God. No, that became an obstacle for me. Because how you going to pay bills if don't nobody give? That was an obstacle for me. I was like, God, if it's your will, it's your bill. So when you have to fast, that's an obstacle. Tithing, giving, that's an obstacle. Treating people right. For some of us, it don't come easy. I'm petty by nature. Who am I preaching to? Come on, don't be fake now. You can be petty with the best of them. So when you choose to take the high road, that's you overcoming an obstacle. So look at this. Fasting for 40 days is a what? Obstacle. This was about, put this in your notes, discipline and preparation. This is good. This is good, man. Discipline and preparation. What's the opposition? When Satan showed up, what Satan tell him? If you're really son of God, turn these stones into bread. The devil's so dumb, but he's so cold too. Like when I tell you the devil, see, most of y'all lose to the devil because you don't properly respect him. He the best. You ain't never heard a pastor say that. The devil is the best at what he do. Hear me. No, hear me. Hear me. You don't properly respect him. He's the best antagonist. He's the best petty. He's the best type of evil. Don't sleep on him. The devil is prophetic. The devil had an anointing. Hear me. So the devil looks at him and says, if you're really the Son of God, turn these stones into bread. Why would he ask him to turn the stones into bread? Because he was fasting. He didn't ask him to do something that wouldn't have made sense in the moment. Think about it. He hungry. Well, if you're really the Son of God, eat some. It wasn't about his ability to do it. It was about the devil trying to block him from fasting. It was not about who he was. It was about who he was about to become. Am I talking to anybody? So the obstacle is what? Fasting, 40 days. What's the opposition? Satan's temptation. The enemy showed up to manipulate him into forfeiting his purpose. Had Jesus ate, he would have forfeited his purpose. Ask yourself, the last thing you gave into, what did you forfeit? Y'all don't like me today. Look at this. Satan didn't appear while Jesus, watch this, watch that, I need you to catch this. Satan didn't appear while Jesus was fasting. Pastor Mike, you wrong now. That's what the Bible say. No, you're looking at it wrong. He appeared while Jesus was at his weakest. Fasting was what he was doing. Being weak was what he was. That person didn't show up. That person didn't show up because you was dating. You failed because you was vulnerable. Weak eyes don't see clear. Jesus, I'm on one. Okay. I know this ain't right. So this is just don't raise your hand because my church it's too real in here. All right, so some of y'all remember when you used to go out. Don't make no noises because I don't want nobody in your business. And then when you went out, you drunk something. Don't make no noise. All right? And then you got back in the car and was like, I'm leaving here with one. Don't make no noise. You got me? And then the next day, when you FaceTime or wake up, you sitting there like, and you know it's bad because your whole circle waiting to talk to you. Soon as you wake up, you all right? You straight? Why, PMJ? The lights was low? Your spirit was weak? Your vision was blurry? So you saw what you wanted to see. You didn't see reality. Some of us are paying for stuff in this season because we saw what we wanted to see, not the reality of who certain people and certain things were. Oh, I can go there if you really wanted me to. And the lesson is, put this in your notes. You don't get opposed until you're close to something powerful. I'm finna take out running. Some of 7 of y'all should have put a praise on that one. You don't get opposed until you get close to something powerful. So what does that mean, PMJ? I want you to catch this. Look at this now. Watch this. SQ. Put this in your notes. If you put an SQ, what's that? Spiritual intelligence. What's the move? Because we move different. Here it is. Opposition Opposition usually intensifies right before breakthrough. I'm in the wrong church. Opposition usually intensifies right before breakthrough. Recognize the difference between a process you need to endure and an attack you need to resist. Please underline that in your notes. You are resisting what you should endure and attacking Put this in your notes. Obstacles require strength. Opposition requires strategy. Yeah. So I can outstrong an obstacle. Oh, my body. But I got 3 more days on my fast. I'm going to stay strong. Oh, Lord, my body. I just need to be touched, but I'm going to stay strong. Oh, I got something I could do with this money, but I'm going to pay my time. I'm going to stay strong. See, that's an obstacle. So now I want you to walk away not feeling bad. I want to say something that a pastor won't say to you. All right? You're going to fail some obstacles. You're going to fail some obstacles. I was getting ready to do the Tamron Hall show like 2 weeks ago. It's going to air, I think, like March 7th or whatever. And so I'm standing there and I'm behind the door. So it's this big wall and they open the wall and you come walking out, you know, and you gotta walk. You know, you got to do the walk, right? I'm standing there, and I feel like my heart will come out my chest. Ask me why. For some reason, I'm getting ready to walk out, and in my head, I'm talking. Let's go. This is what you created for. Come on, touch the world. Love God, love people, make a difference. I always speak in tongues when I get nervous. Like, then out of nowhere, the devil put in my spirit, you ain't paid your tithes today. I promise, this is on my life. I'm standing there like, oh. So then I'm looking over like, I need my, like, see, certain things mean so much to me, I don't play with. Like, I'm the type of crazy that if I walk past a piece of paper and don't pick it up, I can be halfway home and I feel like the devil will be like, see, I told you he ain't, and I will drive all the way back. They was laughing at me at a 7-on-7 yesterday. I was picking up Chick-fil-A paper. Like, God, if I'm here and I see it, I'm gonna just put it. So I'm at the door and I'm like, I ain't paying my time. So in my head, the door was gonna fall on me. I was gonna sit in my seat. The legs was gonna break. My mic wasn't gonna work. I was gonna fall on stage. Cause in my head, I was like, oh my God, I'm finna mess up. And then the Holy Spirit said, Mike, the conviction wins. Because if you weren't who you were supposed to be, you wouldn't have felt nothing. And I'm saying that because I'm trying to tell you, you're going to make some mistakes. I'm not giving you a permission slip to act a fool. But live long enough, you're going to trip. Live long enough, you're going to trip. You're not Jesus. That's why you got to be careful when people try to make you feel horrible. Like, I thought you were saved. I am. I just didn't fulfill this obstacle. 7 of y'all gonna leave out here today. You know what? You ain't nothing but an obstacle. You are sick here, but I'm gonna endure you. I'm gonna be strong through. While Pastor Mike, go back a slide. I want you to see this if you don't mind. Go back one slide. Obstacles require strength. I gotta be strong. Opposition requires strategy. I gotta be smart. Next slide. Watch this. Obstacles require patience, resilience, and skill. I gotta be skillful. Okay, I ain't got enough money to hire who I wanna hire. I gotta figure it out. Put this in your notes. 2 types of systems. If you're building a company, building a brand, building an organization, 2 types of systems. Farm system, free agency system. Farm system, F-A-R-M, means I can grow it. I ain't know no superstar. I couldn't get in touch with no superstar producers. We had to figure that thing out. We grew it. We figured it out. I wasn't no superstar artist. He needed an artist. I needed a producer. He ain't know none. We had to figure it out. No, do it like this. Do it like this. Trial and error. You know, my favorite drummer was Aaron Spears. I ain't know Aaron Spears. I met Daniel. That's my Aaron Spears. You know what I'm saying? That's my favorite drummer all the time right there. So it's like I had to grow. Pastor D wasn't Pastor D when he came. He talked too hard. He was a football player. God, want to do. I was like, hey, calm down. He still do it sometimes, don't he? God said he gonna do it for you, right? And I'm like, hey, bro, this ain't Florida State. Like, take your helmet off. Leslie one Leslie, tip one tip, lady one lady. Farm system means I'm gonna grow it. You got me? That's gonna be some mess in the family group text today right there. You know your boy, it's gonna be super messy tonight. I'm gonna post a thread on Instagram. But watch this, free agency means I can just buy it. I got the money, I go buy marketing. I didn't know that. Every clip you see on my social media, I edit that from my phone. Dre send me a 3-minute video. I chop, boom, 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 slide this over, put music on it, boom, post. I had to learn it. It required patience, resilience. Man, this only got 6 likes. Flip it around, boom. Man, I only got 12 likes. Oh, whoa, wait, that one got 15. What did I do on that one? I'm gonna put this on the front of it. All right, let's watch it. Boom. I posted at the wrong time. I need to post at 9:11:1. Okay, so how do I? That required patience, resilience, skill. Did you catch that? Skill. What's my first song I dropped? Say it. What it's called? No, it's not. I'm gonna show you. Watch this. Finish this sentence. And it's gonna be. I got it. What? My first song was, there's a blessing out there with my name on. Yeah, there's a blessing out there with my name on. Hear me, you gonna laugh when I say this, Rod. We didn't get it mixed. We went in the studio record. I put it on iTunes. I thought it was going platinum. Kingdom suffer violence and the violent to take it by force. It is my destiny to be with. See, I don't even know that one. That song called Take the City Back. We went on tour with that song. I called 6 pastors, can we come to your Bible study? We was at everybody Bible study, holy fire in that thing. What happened, Pastor Mike? Go back one slide. It took resilience, patience, skill. It took a Daniel one day saying, hey, this is trash. It's real. I ain't trying to be funny, but like this trash. It took a Ross saying, it took me saying, I ain't trying to be funny, man. I ain't doing it. Then it took resilience. Flop. Hold on. Hit. I got 7 of them things that don't sleep on your boy now. Come on now. But it took patience, resilience. I'm finna mess you up. I'm finna stop. I'm finna mess you up right here. I'm stopping. You can play softly. I'm finna stop. Your relationship gonna take patience, resilience, skill. Okay, so last time I tried to talk to him, we ended up fussing. Last time I tried to talk to her, we ended up fussing. So this time, I'm gonna move slower. Be a little bit more patient and try to hear. All right? I know what they're saying. I'm gonna sit through this part because I'm gonna be resilient. Watch this. Now I'm gonna develop a skill on how to communicate. That takes skill. All right, I hear you, Doc. Look at the next slide. We're finna go home on this one. Opposition requires wisdom, spiritual strategy, discernment. Did you catch that? So go back a slide. If obstacles require what? Patience, resilience, skill. Opposition requires wisdom, spiritual strategy, discernment. This is so good today, man. I wish I had another hour with y'all, I promise. I mean this. You're going to hear me talk about Nehemiah a lot over the next month because they kept trying to get him to stop building the wall. What's the spiritual IQ moment, the spiritual intelligence of this? Put it on the screen. I want them to see this. Not everything deserves your energy. Obstacles require effort, but opposition requires spiritual wisdom to know when to walk away. I had somebody say to me about a week ago, they was like, man, you could possibly be the biggest gospel inspirational artist on the planet right now. They was like, bro, what you're doing is insane. And I'm so disconnected from stuff. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm doing. Like I had a whole meeting with all these industry heads. There's like, do you know what you do in a week? I was like, no. Like what? There's like people's gospel albums do 400, 500,000 streams first week. They say, hey man, doing almost 1 million streams a week. You got songs that stream. They start walking me through the stuff. They was like, but we afraid you're not gonna get there. I was like, well, tell me why. They said, because you walk away from too much. They said, no, you got to do this tour so you can be here. You got to walk in this room so you can be so-and-so. I don't know, that's what they got to do. I'm not trying to build this incredible career. They don't get it yet. I do music because God called me to do it. I use that music as an evangelistic tool to make people see, oh, he preached? Once they see the word transforms their heart. Once their heart is transformed, they give their life to God. I would love a Grammy, don't have one. But you wanna know what I want more than a Grammy? Well done. My good and faithful servant. You've been faithful over that little city I gave you. Now I'm getting ready to make you ruler over, because not everything deserves your energy. Did you catch that? So what does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh my God, I got so much I want to say. What does that mean? Obstacles are, I gotta stop. Obstacles are about you. Opposition is about your impact. Obstacles are about you. Opposition is about your impact. That's something I have to always discern. Okay, God, am I going through this because it's something you want to develop me about? Or is Rock City Church close to something and the devil trying to break it? He's trying to break it. So look at me when I say this. Obstacles are designed to refine your skills, patience, and character. While opposition is a sign that you are doing, opposition is a sign that what you're doing is a threat to something bigger than you. Some of y'all catching opposition right now because you're a threat. I'm going to stop on these last three and we're going to go home. Example, Joseph's pit is an obstacle. Remember when Joseph got thrown in the pit? That's an obstacle. His brother's hate for him was the opposition. See, the obstacle is, how do I act and get out of this pit? How his brothers hate him is the opposition. The obstacle is, can I love people who don't like me? The opposition is the people who actually don't like you. Obstacle means this is in front of me. Opposition means they are. Jesus, Michael. So look at this, look at this, look at this. The pit was an obstacle. He had to endure the process of his development. His brother's betrayal was opposition. They didn't hate Joseph for who he was. They hated him for what he represented. Joseph's mistake is he shared his dream too soon. Not everyone can handle the weight of what God is doing in your life. Put this in your notes. We got three.
Danger of misplaced focus. What is the danger of misplaced focus?
Well, Pastor, I think you said something that's so good, because a lot of times we say, well, I lost my focus. You don't lose focus. You misplace it.
Oh, no. That's good. I want you to put this in the comments. You don't lose focus. You misplace it. So help us with that.
You lose keys. That means I don't know where they are. I'm looking for it. I can't find it. I misplaced my focus, because by misplacing, that means I took my focus off one thing. Right. And I put it on something
I want to give you the physical picture of misplaced focus. If I'm standing and sitting in this seat and I'm preaching to you, my focus should be on camera one. Yes. All right, my focus and my attention, everything I have should be locked in on making eye contact with you at home. When I look this way, I don't lose focus with camera one. I place my focus in the wrong or another area. Yeah. Let's talk about misplaced focus. That's good. Who wants some of that?
I want to jump in there, because I realize if the enemy can't defeat you, he'll distract you.
Wait, no, we're not doing that today. We're not doing. Hey, we had a pool time. I gotta hit something. We're not doing that today. I tell you what, put all the balls on the table. That's what we're gonna do. Every time y'all hit a run that is just incredible, I'm gonna take a shot. That's what we're gonna do. You ready? Hit it. Every time y'all hit something, I'm gonna hit the ball. Now I want you to say that again.
If the enemy can't defeat you, he will attempt to distract you.
If the enemy can't defeat you, he will attempt to distract you. Yeah. And I want to submit to somebody watching right now that you may be feeling defeated when in reality you may be just distracted. Jesus, you're not defeated. You may say, I don't have any money. No. The problem is you put your money in the wrong place. Yeah. Let's talk about that, defeated versus distracted.
That's so good because oftentimes we think it's about spiritual warfare when really this is psychological warfare. And so because you have to realize wherever your focus goes, your energy flows.
Yeah. No, we're not just gonna run past that. Put this in the comments. This is gonna be a good series. Wherever your focus goes, your energy flows. Wow. Oh, that's cold-blooded. Can I ask you a question real quickly? You said something the other day. So let me give you insight, and I mean this. You're getting a glimpse, peeking in on what we do daily. Yeah. We just kind of chop it up and talk about God, talk about life, talk about family, talk about business. And I want you to get in this. So it may not be as structured as a sermon, but it will be great content and very sound stuff that you can take and make applicable to your life. Sir. You said something in our briefing today. You said the difference between, what was it? You said the difference between
managing your time and managing your energy.
That's a good screen. Managing your time and managing your energy. What's the difference?
So when you think about time is a non-renewable resource. It's hard to get more time. Energy is something that ebbs and flows. In certain parts of the day where I have more energy in the morning, maybe than I have at night, or some of us, like myself, creatives, you're vice versa. You work better at night than you do in the daytime. And so I think many of us misplace our focus by trying to manage our time. When truth be told, God's only given us so much time. But your energy is not like time is non-renewable. Energy is renewable. I can get more energy.
I think to think practically right there when he's talking about energy, your feelings follow your focus. And so when he says energy, we have to think emotions, our feelings. And many times we don't even realize we're emotionally exhausted because we're focusing on the wrong things. And when we need the strength for the right things, we've given our focus to the wrong things, and we no longer have the strength to apply ourselves in what really matters.
That's good. I don't know how many seasons of my life I did not have the energy for something I needed the time for.
Wow. That's so good.
Can I say that again?
Yes.
I don't know how many times in my life I didn't have the energy for something I needed the time for. Or in other words, like even today, and you guys know this, we started taping early this morning, and I just had to take a 2-hour break or just nap and get to myself because I made a mistake of looking at my phone, getting a text, and listening to some things, and it drained it drained my energy, which impacted my time.
Wow.
Oh my God.
That's good.
Did you catch that? It drained my energy, which impacted my time. I want to speak to somebody who's watching right now, who your testimony or the reality of your life has been, one of your existential plights have been, is not that I don't have the time. The people and places I've been in have drained my energy in such a way, it impacted my time.
That's so good.
That's critical, isn't it? So what do I need to do? And I hate to say this because so many people take this wrong with different religions, but it's a practical statement. You got to guard your energy.
Guard your energy.
And when your focus is misplaced, I want to say this and I pray you can receive it. What we don't have, we focus on what we don't have instead of what we do have. See, when your focus is misplaced, you tend to focus on what you don't have instead of what you do have. Or in other words, you see somebody get a car, now you want a car. Now all of a sudden your car isn't enough. Misplaced focus. Somebody type help. Help. This is critical. We have an acronym for HELP, and we're going to go around the table, and I'm going to kind of mess with everybody, all right? HELP. Put this in your notes. It's on the screen. HELP, acronym, Healthy Emotional Life Principles. HELP for the holiday, our acronym for HELP. What is this series about? It can be summarized in 4 words. Healthy Emotional Life Principles. Good, we want you healthy in your emotions, in your finances, in your heart, psychologically, spiritually, and all of us, I'm not too proud to just say there's some seasons of my life where I need some help, man. I need some help. I feel kind of funny. We rented this house, this Airbnb, to kind of tape this series, one to kind of give a bros at home feel. And I kind of got this feeling, what kind of, to be the best man I can be. Because truth be told, as a man, so many times we're on an island. When you're the man, I saw Busta Rhymes say something that blessed my life. He said, when you're the man, it's hard to ask for help because you're not sure if the person you're asking for help going to use that against you.
Wow, that's true.
So many people are hurting right now because you're being held hostage by those you asked for help from. I wonder how many people watching right now say, I'll go broke before I ask somebody for help. I'll let it get cut off before I ask somebody for help. See, I'm dealing not just with your financial needs, but I want you to catch it with your emotional and spiritual needs. And I firmly believe that's one area I'm working on in my life. I really want to be strong enough to admit I'm weak. Is that strong? I want to be strong enough, Curtis, to admit I'm weak. There are some areas in my life that I really need God to work on me on, but I want to deal with this. I believe many of us are going to fail in life because we are expecting God to do it all. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give. So let's stop talking money. I don't want to talk money. Let's talk this. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, shall men give instruction? Shall men give comfort? Shall men give help enhance your peace in certain areas? I want to talk about this, man. Many of us have misplaced focus, and when we have misplaced focus, we have to understand the principle of gratitude. Can we talk about that? The principle of gratitude. Jump in. The principle of gratitude suggests that what I have is just as valuable as what I want. It's called the principle of gratitude. Are you being blessed at home? The principle of gratitude suggests what I have is just as valuable as what I want. Jump in there.
I really want to sit here because when we talked about this before, you think about this misplaced focus piece, right? That when my focus is misplaced, I'll assume that what I don't have is better than what I do have. I think that's the beginning of us being ungrateful. Because the principle of gratitude says that what I have is just as valuable as what I want. And I think, 30 years old, I'm dreaming. So much I want to see God do in my life. It's easy for me to get on Instagram, get on Facebook, and see stuff that I desire.
That's good.
But I don't have yet. And so then I become ungrateful for what I do have because I'm so busy thinking about what I really want.
Wow.
I want to play a game. If you're watching me right now, I want you to put one hand in the air. One hand in the air. If you're watching me right now, put one hand in the air. When I name something, if it applies to you or you've done it, I want you to put a finger down, all right? Here it is. Number one, I've coveted somebody else's blessing. All right? Number two, I've looked at someone else's house or car and said, I wish I had that. Okay? Number three, I've also said to myself, if I had what they had, I would be doing. Boom. Number two, I prayed to God for something, he didn't do it, and I still feel a way about it. Boom. Last but not least, some of us don't have any fingers left. Last but not least, I woke up this morning and never even said thank you. See, many of us, again, we don't understand. I want to go back a slide. The principle of gratitude. The principle of gratitude suggests what I have is just as valuable as what I want. That's critical. I'm finna do something that's gonna be so special, man. I don't want to say it. I'm gonna just use an example. I want to, because they may see this before I do it. All right. I want to say this. What I have. I wish I could go into it, but I'm finna surprise somebody, so I don't want to go. So I got to come up with another example. Okay, let's just say this Airbnb. This is a nice Airbnb. I think it's 2 bedrooms that way, 2 bedrooms that way. So that's what, 4 bedrooms? So that makes it a 4 bedroom, 4 bath maybe? 4 bedroom, 4 bath, right here on a golf course, right here in Ross Bridge. Beautiful community, man. People been driving golf carts. See, the principle of gratitude says my apartment is just as special as this 4 bedroom house on a golf course. Did you catch that? The principle of gratitude, I think I saw someone pull up in a Chevy, in a Stingray, and I was like, oh my God. The principle of gratitude says, my Tahoe is just as valuable.
So good.
I'm finna go here. The principle of gratitude says, I hope you catch this, the grass ain't greener. It may just be watered.
Yes.
Or I may need to do an investigation to make sure it's not artificial. Because a lot of us are coveting things that ain't even real. I'm preaching to somebody. If you look out this window, there's a golf course, and then it's beautiful green lawn on the golf course when most of that probably ain't even real. Hear me when I say this. I am done being bitter over stuff that ain't even a blessing.
Wow. Say that again.
I am done being bitter over things that ain't even a blessing. You looking at folks' pictures on Instagram telling me something, man, that's a relationship goal. What if that ain't a relationship goal? No, what if they're mate? So here it is, Michael! Everybody just scream your name. Michael! Most of us cannot be grateful because we do not properly understand the definition of good. Good. So I want you to put this in your notes. Not just good, but biblical good. I want to define biblical good. Because everything that is good ain't biblically good. The definition of biblical good is that which is beneficial, not just enjoyable.
That's so strong.
Biblical good is that which is beneficial, not just enjoyable. That's cold-blooded, ain't it? That's cold-blooded. Because at 36, 37, I'm understanding now that some of the stuff I enjoyed wasn't beneficial. As a kid, so I want to do this juxtaposition. How do you know you are enjoying biblical good? You have to properly understand the dichotomy and the difference between maturity and immaturity. All right, Miles comes in the room the other night. He said, Daddy, I want some ice cream. I said, ask your mama. Mama says, ask your daddy. Finally, I said, let's go. I give him the ice cream. He's sitting on the counter having the best time of his life, okay? Conversely, the next night, I'll come in and I say, hey, make sure you eat your vegetables. He didn't want the vegetables. Now watch this. The vegetables are beneficial. The ice cream is enjoyable. A lot of y'all dating ice cream.
Oh, wow.
My goodness.
A lot of you praying for ice cream.
Jesus.
A lot of you are chasing ice cream. See, what is maturity? Maturity is when you reach a place in your life where you can say, that look good, but it ain't benefiting us. You think, but how you gonna help me run this business? You tall, dark, and chocolate, but how you gonna help me pay this mortgage? I am done dealing with people and places that only bring me enjoyment. Because we cannot be so spiritual that we get to a place where we say, I want benefit, it don't have to bring me enjoyment. I want it all. 7 folk ought to just type, I want it all. I want to be happy and whole. I want to be saved and blessed. I want to be filled with the Spirit and intellectually cognitive enough to handle my business. I want to be seminary trained and street savvy, the sweet mix of soul and science. I want to be able to say, and also say, my portfolio just increased by 7%. I want it all. Somebody shout, I want it all. Biblical good.
Good, man.
So good.
It's not just that which is enjoyable, but what? Beneficial. Beneficial. And if we're going to talk about biblical good, and I want you to jump in here, we got to do a proper juxtaposition between intrinsic benefit and external enjoyment. Intrinsic benefit. Who wants to jump in there?
Can I get some of that,
Let's
Pastor?
go.
I think that a part of this gratitude idea is understanding that everything that's visible is invaluable.
Here it is. Let's go. Talk about that now. It's this whole, come on, let's say it.
It's this whole piece.
I want to pause. Because when I say Michael, everybody say I shift. If you want to know when Pastor Hollis shifts, it's when he says, it's this whole piece. So let's rewind. We got to properly juxtapose intrinsic benefit versus external enjoyment. You want to jump in there?
Yeah, see, it's this whole piece. No, it's this whole piece on visibility versus value. And I think that when you talk about being grateful and gratitude, and Pastor, you just said this so beautifully, we get so caught up on what's visible, and we assume that because it's visible, it's valuable. When I got in my car to drive over here, what was visible was leather seats. What was visible was a heated steering wheel. What was visible was a DVD player in my car. What wasn't visible was actually most valuable.
Engine.
That was the engine. the radiator, the transmission. I can go somewhere without leather seats. I can't go anywhere without an engine. And so when we look at our lives, we get so attracted and attached to what's visible when truth be told, it might not be that valuable.
I want to ask a question right now. I want you to start doing the proper inventory of your life and of yourself and ask yourself, am I valuing what's an accessory and overlooking what's essential?
Wow. A necessity.
A necessity.
Yeah, that's good.
A necessity.
Yes.
Biblical good is this juxtaposition that is not just enjoyable, it's beneficial.
I think, Pastor, when you look at biblical good, it's even understanding that everything that's good for me may not be good to me. And when you
say
look
that
at
again.
everything good for me may not be good to me. And when you think about the psalmist in Psalms 119, he said, it was good that I was afflicted, that I might learn thy statutes. And of course, as immature Christians would say, how does good and affliction go together? Affliction being a painful circumstance. But he says, before I was afflicted, I went astray, I went my own way. But now have I kept thy word. Now that I know your ways. So I think for me, as I look at, if you think about Peter when he was on the mountain, on the mountain with Jesus, he said, the Mount of Transfiguration, he said, this is good. But not knowing, eventually you got to come down and go back to the valley. So I think even when you look at that good, it's like, okay, sometimes we don't want the affliction. Sometimes we don't want to go through painful circumstances. Sometimes we don't want to have to go through these different storms. But God said, this is good for you to go through that, because I think it's the whole piece of even being broken is that God can't really use you until you've been broken. But we don't like to go through that part. And you said the part about you had a water bottle. You said the water bottle can't even be put into purpose until the seal's been broken off the top of it. But that to us, that's not good to be broken. But biblical good is not just good for me, but it's also good to me.
Jump in there, Curtis.
Well, when you think about intrinsic, when you think about what's beneficial to us, in turn, a lot of people lean more into what's more enjoyable. And they do that because it's out of a place of convenience. And so it's easy for them. But when it comes to leaning more into what'll be beneficial for you, even if it doesn't feel good, it's going to require some level of sacrifice. And so now with me, I'm trying to eat better. But it seems like when you're trying to eat better, it costs more to pay for the foods that help your body, the more healthier options. And it's easier to go out this door and go to somewhere where, processed food and things that are not healthier options, because it requires sacrifice whenever you're trying to do the right thing. But when it comes to what may taste good to us, like ordering pizza, and I don't want to get in trouble here because right now I'm wanting pizza, but at the same time, when it comes to eating healthy, it's going to cost me a little bit more. It's going to cost me more. I'm going to have to go to certain stores, certain restaurants to order certain things. But you get what I'm saying?
I love what you're saying, because what you're saying, I don't even in no uncertain terms, what you're saying is good is intentional. Good is intentional.
Absolutely.
And that's what. That's why when you were talking out, it was on me. See, bad is 99 cents. 99-cent nuggets, 99-cent Junior Whopper, 94 for $4. For $4, you get a burger, nuggets, fries, and a Frosty.
My God.
You caught that?
Wow.
For $4, you get a nuggets, fries, Frosty, but then the salad, $7.99.
Wow.
Because good will cost you.
That's good.
And I love what he's saying right there. Good will cost you. And I want let's do this. Let's do this deductively. And I think we're running out of time with part one, but I want to do this deductively. Let's play a game. All right. I'm gonna call something out. If it's good, hit the table. Okay. If it's good, hit the table. If it's good, hit the table. Y'all ready? New job. How? How you know it's good? Y'all hit the table with no information. All you heard was new job. That's why so many people are bound right now, because you think everything that's new is better.
So good.
Jesus.
You think everything that's new is better. New job, slapping it. You didn't investigate. Who's the boss? What are the hours? What's the pay? And see, many of us can't truly be grateful because we are always chasing what's next and never embrace what's now.
That's good.
Wow. This is why we have to grow in gratitude. In today's text, I love Luke chapter 17. Let's go to verse 12. Let's go to verse 12. As he entered a village there, 10 men with leprosy stood at a distance. Now, this is critical because leprosy, you know this, was the most feared disease of that day. Yes. They would put all of the people in these little ghettos, put them together, and quarantine them together. Yes. Everybody who has leprosy or this sickness, since we don't know how to heal it, y'all just stay over there. Wow. Look at this biblical quarantine taking place. Yes. Y'all stay over there. And sadly, whether we know it or not, the church was doing this before COVID. Whether we know it or not, the church was doing this before COVID. Yeah. Everybody who looks saved and talk church, y'all come here. But all of y'all who look like y'all got issues and hats and weed and all over in that club, y'all stay over there. This is why our church must get outside of the four walls. And we have always made an intentional impact in this city and the surrounding areas because we don't know who's struggling at a distance. That's so I said, that's heavy, ain't it? Struggling at a what? Distance. Struggling. Somebody said to me the other day, they said, Pastor Mike, when are we coming back to church? I said, I'm ready right now, but I have to be responsible. God holds me accountable for thousands of lives. Can you imagine all of the people who come to Rock City got sick because they came to Rock City and then went home and took it? Man, our church will be a super spreader spot. We have to be responsible and I have to be accountable for your lives, not just your spiritual life, but your physical life. And I was tripping the other day and they said, well, Pastor Mike, what we gonna do? I said, we're gonna stay virtual and we're gonna do our best to manage this difficult pandemic. At the same time, I had another pastor friend who said, man, why would you go back? You're doing some of the best preaching you ever did. You're doing way more numbers on social media than you would have did in your church. And I said, I don't know who's struggling, watch this, at a distance. So good. I want you to catch this. So right now there are over 1,000 people, close to 2,000 people watching on Facebook, close to 2,000 people watching on YouTube, close to 1,000 people watching on the app. So that's 3, 4, 5,000 people watching at one given time, not including the people who pop in and pop out, not including the thousands who are going to watch after it airs and we put it on YouTube. Hear me when I say this. If we're not careful, pastors, we're going to become infatuated with that number and miss the one.
Wow.
That number at the top of the screen represents the 99. I came today for the person who ain't been on in a while because you've been so disconnected, you slipping back. I need 7 people to type, I'm slipping. If you find yourself going back to your old ways, type, I'm slipping. If you find yourself thinking about your old ways, type, I'm tripping. I came to preach to 2 groups of people who slipping and tripping and slipping. I might preach it here. Slipping and tripping and tripping and slipping. Because some of y'all slipping, you going back. Some of y'all tripping, you're thinking about going back. Then some of y'all slipping and tripping. You going back and thinking about stuff and going back again. But I have to understand social distancing, I said this when it started, should lead to spiritual intimacy. But what's the problem, Pastor Mike? If we're not careful, 6 months later, we've discovered that for many people, social distancing has caused an emotional irregularity, improper directive. They're suffering because of a lack of proximity. Let's talk about that, man. Somebody jump in there.
I think that's so good, Pastor, because we weren't designed to walk alone, right? We read the Bible and the first thing that God looks at and says is not good is that man is alone. Right? He's looking at what's going on. Good. Adam's doing so much. He's giving them dominion over the earth. He says the only problem is you're by yourself. And so when you talk about people who are in the middle of this pandemic, there's people who rely on the fellowship in the community that I think our church offers. When people ask me, what's so special about The Rock? He says, the preacher? I say, yes, man, my pastor, he's dope. He's the man. Is the worship? Absolutely. Kurt and the team, they're mind-blowing. James is all world. I said, but what really sets us apart is the community. It's a family. There's togetherness here. And I think it's a struggle sometimes when you're at a distance.
I think also we have to pay attention that whenever the devil wants to assassinate, he'll first isolate. And so many times we don't even realize that when the devil showed up in the garden, he didn't show up when the woman showed up. He showed up when partnership showed up. And so what if the enemy wants to attack anything in your life, he wants to keep you from being connected to the right partners.
Help for the holidays. Hear me when I say this. Although you may not be able to be around family like you want to, get on Zoom. Because whenever the devil wants to assassinate, he isolate. That was so heavy. You said the devil showed up once partnership showed up. That's critical. Once partnership showed up, divine connections. He showed up after there was a divine connection.
Yes, sir.
And what did he do? He waited till she was alone.
Yes.
The devil didn't run up on her while Adam was standing there. No. He waited till she was alone. I want to pray for somebody, man, because somebody right now is dealing with anxiety, pressure, low self-esteem, negative thoughts. Because, hear me, just because you're by yourself don't mean you have to be alone.
Yes.
Alone. That's critical, isn't it? That's critical. I want to deal in this. I want to deal with this. I want to deal with this. Because they stood at a distance, Luke 17:13, crying out, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. What's the first thing that literally leaps out of this? I see brokenness. Yes. I see brokenness. I see brokenness. Why? In the middle of their pain, in the middle of their pain and brokenness, they cry out to God. Everybody wants a breakthrough, but nobody wants to be broken. Somebody jump in there, man, please.
I think what's so good about this, Pastor, is that what I've learned in my life is that the people that are most grateful are many times the people who've been most broken. That brokenness has a way of producing gratefulness. You talk about growing in gratitude. Yeah. I think a part of that is embracing your broken seasons. Like, these men, they caught leprosy, which means they remember being at home with their families. They remember being able to hug their children. The law at that time mandates that you can't touch anybody. You had to put a certain amount of distance between you. You couldn't live where you used to live. Yeah. And so I think that when we look back over those broken seasons of our life, even if it's not so far in the past, I think it's a reminder to be grateful for where we are right now.
I think also, too, it's also looking in the text to see who they're broken for. Because it's a sad thing when you keep breaking yourself for the wrong people. Because as a leper, the first thing that comes out of your mouth should be unclean. Yes, sir. But they're not talking to people. They're talking to someone who can fix their problem. Right. And so instead of shouting out unclean, they're shouting out mercy, have mercy on us. Help, help, help. And one of the things I realized that brokenness is a gift when you place it in the right hands. Because Jesus when he did this great miracle with the 5 fish and 2 loaves of bread, he blessed it first, then he broke it. Yes. There's order, because in order to use it, he had to break it. Yeah. And many times we want to be used, but we don't want to be broken. And God blesses us to break us, but when we get broken, we forget that he already blessed us for it.
Wow. Yeah, that's so good. I think, too, there's a scripture that says that God is near to the broken. Yes. And so we got to understand God does his best work when we're most broken. Yes. And so when we allow our will, because that's what brokenness is. Brokenness is the breaking of our will. Yeah. And so God can do the most with us. God does the most with us when he does his best work when we're most broken.
And broken is the breaking of our
will.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sit in that.
And so it's the breaking, because there are some things about us that we want to do. We have our own will. We have our own desires, our own purposes. And sometimes that gets in the way. Most of the time, all of the time, it'll get in the way of what God purposed and planned for us. So we have to get to the end of our plan, the end of our desires, and get to this point of brokenness where God says, now look, because you're at this place of brokenness, now I can do a work in you that I originally intended. And so that's God literally saying, I'm near to the broken, those who are in a place that they're willing to surrender and give up their will so that God's will can be done.
Come on, jump in.
Yeah, that's good. I think it's a distinction, even as I'm listening to that, between a broken spirit and a broken will. God doesn't want to crush our spirit, but like you say, he's trying to break our will. And I was thinking about, if you think about a wild horse, it can't really be used or benefit anyone until it's been broken.
Now, you said something now. What is brokenness now?
Brokenness is a prerequisite for God's usefulness, that we can't really be used by God until we've been broken by God.
Brokenness is a prerequisite for God's usefulness.
Yes, he wants to break our stubbornness.
Brokenness is a prerequisite for anybody who's been to college. Yes. You do not get into your major until you handle your prerequisites. Yes. You do not show up on the campus as a freshman and start dealing with the classes in your major. Yes. You have to deal with what they call prerequisites. Who's going through something? And maybe your perspective is wrong and you're panicking because you think you are failing your major when in actuality, you're just in your prerequisites.
Pastor, can I jump in there?
Yes.
Man, it's this A.W. Tozer quote. I remember you and I talking about this before. He says, God cannot use a man.
Yes, there it is. It's this
God
piece.
cannot use a man greatly until he wounds him deeply.
Say it again.
God cannot use a man greatly until he wounds him deeply. And when we look in the Bible and we see all of these men and women who God used greatly, we first see where he wounds them deeply. When we think about our faith is built on the back and the sacrifice of our Savior, right? God uses him in the greatest way he's ever used any man who's ever lived, and he used him by wounding him. The Bible says that he was wounded. Yes. He uses him greatly by wounding him deeply. And I think we have to embrace, like you said, Pastor Carr, I think that was so good. We've got to embrace this exchange of our will. Even Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane, he says, nevertheless, not my will, your will. That Gethsemane experience breaks his will to where now he says, you know what? I don't mind exchanging my will for yours.
I want to do this. It's one of my responsibilities sitting at a table with so many gifted men of God is making sure I tie the symbiotic thread to everything we're saying.
Yes, sir.
We started this lesson by saying the principle of gratitude is what? What is the principle of gratitude?
The principle of gratitude.
Yeah. Understand that what I have is just as valuable as what I want.
Understanding what I have is just as valuable as what I want.
Yes.
But then we also started this by saying many people suffer from what? Misplaced focus.
Yes, sir.
I wonder who's wrestling right now because you're looking at their life and wanting to trade, this is heavy, what they have for your wound. When you said before God can use a man greatly, he must wound him deeply. And he was wounded for our transgressions, bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of peace was placed upon him, and by his stripes we are healed. There is a great exchange that happens right there.
Wow.
A great exchange. He gets the wounds, the chastisement. We get the peace, the healing.
Yes.
See, many times we got to be careful, and I pray somebody can receive this, because what if the wound you are currently experiencing is working for you? But you're so, see, growing in gratitude, and we're going to get to this in a minute, growing in gratitude. I've grown in 2020 to a place where I thank him for the wound.
That's good, sir.
See, you're going to thank him for the work. I thank him for the wound.
That's good, sir.
You're going to thank him for, see, I've gotten to this place.
Good. Wait.
Say it
You
again.
said we thank him for the work.
Some of y'all just want to thank him for the work or the what.
Yeah.
I've learned to thank him for the wound.
Jesus.
I thank him for the betrayal. I thank him for the people who left. I thank him for the people who stayed. I thank him for the good and the bad. The sunny day and the stormy nights. See, this is critical. This said, and they cried out. You said something, D. You said something that was cold-blooded. You said being broken in the right hands. Their language. Whenever a leper saw somebody, he had to shout what? Unclean. I've learned in 2020 to listen differently. This is cold, but I was talking to Tiffany about this. I've learned to listen differently. What does that mean, Pastor Mike? I hope you catch this. I've discovered to listen differently because what they say reveals not only their issue, but how they view you. Wow. See, they have to say unclean to people who can't fix.
Wow.
Yes. So I've discovered certain people, I haven't grown properly when my words still come out of wounds or weakness. Did you catch what I just said? When I saw them, so let me paint the picture. Unclean, unclean, mercy on us. Now I want you to catch this. Here's what's incredible. They all shout the same thing.
Yes.
That's critical. Yes. Now, 10 lepers, we can preach, because the Bible does not tell me who yelled first.
Yes.
All it tells me is they said, crying out, Jesus, Master, have mercy on us. Yes. I don't know if that's singular. I don't know if that's choral, because I deal with choirs. Choirs sing things at the same time. Yes. But I've also been into a place where the Bible says, and they cried one to another, holy. I don't know if one person looked up and said, Jesus, and the next person said, Master, then they all said, have mercy on it. It don't matter. All I realized is when you sick, at least I'm sick around people who want the same thing I want.
Wow.
Somebody say together.
Together.
Say together. I need 100 people to type together. Because somebody on this stream is feeling like they're by themselves. If you're wrestling with depression, we're touching and agreeing with you. If you're wrestling with anxiety, we are touching and agreeing with you. Why? Because everybody on this stream in one accord is about to shout, Lord, have mercy on us. A vaccine, they said the vaccine is coming and it should be out in 2021. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but one thing I do know, they are looking for a cure. I know the healer. And God is able to do exceeding and abundantly. Somebody shout together. That if one thing we should be crowding in the midst of a national pandemic, an emotional epidemic, an irregular election with racism and division at an all-time high, black versus white, do we build walls? Do we segregate? Do I stay on my side of the town? Do I come here? Do white churches agree with black churches? Evangelicals versus the prophetic? One thing I do realize is whether you're Protestant or Catholic, all of us need to be shouting, have mercy. Have mercy. I need 100 people to just type mercy. That what I need in this season is for God to rain his mercy. Have mercy on us. This is critical because it's one thing to struggle by yourself. It's another thing to struggle when you got somebody in it with you. Let's talk about that. Have you ever been through a season of your life where you had to struggle by yourself and everybody walk out on you? Now, I want to do this because I've grown. I want you to call it this. I want you to grow. I want you to understand this. I've matured to a place where the young Pastor Mike would have wore this out. Folk done walked out your life and folk left you in it by yourself. You're struggling because people didn't help you. They're not struggling because they chose to be alone. They gotta be alone. See, their struggle, it's not like their family abandoned them. It was the law. They didn't have a choice. This is they're in a hospital prison. Which leads me, this is help for the holidays. That's somebody right now watching me. I want to challenge your thinking. What if you are alone by design? Because we just said it ain't good for men to be alone. But then sometimes God does put you on the backside of a mountain. Sometimes for the sake of your assignment, Daniel, he puts you alone in a cave. Y'all don't like me today.
Can I jump in?
Y'all jump in there.
I like that because as we think through healthy emotional life principles, you got to think about maybe God has to isolate them because they're still wounded. And he wants us to learn how to minister from our scars and not from our wounds. Because while we're still wounded, we can still spread. And we have to realize that many times when we're wounded, that's a season where God wants to work on us, and we see them giving God a wounded worship. Because many times when we're wounded, we think that's the time to go and help other people, when God said, no, this is the time for me to work on you.
Hear me, they shouted, Lord, have mercy on us. I wish I had 7 people who would just type us. That's a nasty mindset. Lord, have mercy on us. Now I want to take this to another level. Somebody who can look prophetically at this pandemic we're dealing with and say, Lord, have mercy on US.
Oh my God. Wow. Yes.
Maybe we're feeling what we're feeling in America because the US has ceased to be us. Who told you to put a period? Who told you to separate?
Hey, you gotta.
Maybe, can we go there? Maybe we are struggling in America with debt and discrimination and racial tension and an irregular election and a pandemic because US has ceased being us. When did us become them?
That's so good.
Here's what's crazy. They are alone. They are isolated. How do they eat? How do they survive? And sadly, as a nation, so many times, as the body of Christ, as blacks and as whites, because we just can't limit discrimination to color, because a lot of black people discriminate on black people too. A lot of neighborhoods discriminate on neighborhoods. I'm telling us right now, this is the season to say, Lord, have mercy on us. Because COVID don't care if you black. COVID don't care if you rich. COVID don't care if you poor. Sickness, the devil don't care. They said, we gonna shout together.
Yes.
What would happen if revival broke loose and we crossed denominational lines and put aside our personal agendas and said, Lord, have mercy? What if we gave God a corporate worship? Have mercy on us. That is critical. See, us is so powerful, James, because when I say, Lord, have mercy on us, even though I'm COVID-free, I am interceding for somebody who's stricken by it.
Yes.
See, us is a point of intercession. Us is a point of selflessness.
Yes.
Us is a point where we say, God, don't do it for me until you do it for us. This is critical. They shouted, Jesus, Master. Now, if we had time, we can talk about, they called him by his message, Jesus, Master. We know who you, stop tripping. They may be hating, but we know who you are. And it's something about sickness that opened your eyes. That's a whole nother sermon. I saw God better when I was broken. I saw God better when I was poor. I saw God better when I was down. See, sometimes, the worst thing about a blessing, is that blessings make sick people sicker. And many of you watching me right now came out and forgot.
Wow.
Have mercy on us.
Yes.
And the text, verse 14, can preach. It said he looked at them and said, go show yourself to the priest.
Yes.
And as they went, they were cleansed of their leprosy. He can preach, because the first thing that literally leaps out of the text is that he looked at them. So we're talking about, look at this. It's easy to be grateful when you get it on the spot. So many people in this generation don't have gratefulness because they're used to getting stuff when they want them. So many times in the Bible, we see the text say, and immediately, and suddenly, and immediately, and suddenly. This text, he says, no, go show yourself to the priest. There are a couple things that we see that we can grow in gratitude. How do we grow in gratitude? Number one, the first thing they should be grateful is, I'm not dead.
Yes, sir.
They get leprosy, but for some reason, they're still alive. I want to pause and parenthetically digress and ask somebody who's crazy enough to thank God that you're still here. See, grandmama said, I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on Jesus. I'm giving you 30 seconds. It's right there on the screen. For the next 30 seconds, I only want you to praise God that you're still alive. If you're in a hospital bed right now on a ventilator and you can hear my voice and you can't even wave your hand, just shake your head and say, I'm still alive. If you're quarantined in your house and you can't leave out your room, you ought to just lift your hands and say, I'm still alive. If nothing's wrong with you, but something could be wrong with you because death passed by you, sickness was around you, and you're still here, you ought to just shout, I'm still alive. I'm giving you 7 more seconds because I thank God the songwriter said it could have been me outdoors with no food and no clothes, but he didn't see fit to let none of these things be. I'm still alive. I'm still alive. I am still. So number one, we're growing in gratitude. And many of us don't know how to possess a grateful heart because we're waiting on the big. And we got to learn how to thank him for the small.
That's good, sir.
My gratitude should be ever evolving. It should be growing.
Yes.
First thing is I'm not dead. Number two, I'm not alone.
Yes, sir.
It says it was 10 of them.
Yeah.
Now, 10 is a solid number. Anybody who studies numerology understands 10. Who wants to define? You know the definition of 10? It is stability. It is structure. 10 fingers, 10 toes.
Yeah.
It is structure. It is stability. Yeah. They are together. It's critical. It's critical because I also see something, because you know this text as you matriculate through Sunday School 101. 10, structure, get blessed. 1 comes back. 9, leave. I want to argue that many of us, it's hard for us to be grateful because we've become arrogant with the gifts and the fruits. 9 being the number of fruits of the Spirit. See, when you treat the fruit of the Spirit like a buffet, you'll never have gratefulness. I'm gonna leave that alone. We'll deal with that on the next series. We'll deal with that the next series. Number 1, I'm not dead. Number 2, I'm not alone. It's 10 of them. Number 3, I'm sick in the right place. Because out of all the places I could have been sick, I'm in the place that Jesus passing by. The next reason I can give God praise is that he saw me. And you don't understand that until you've been on the freeway or you've been in a neighborhood and somebody's trying to ask you for money and you do your best not to look at them. You've done that before. You see somebody on the corner and they're trying to get your attention and you won't look because you think if you look, they're gonna expect.
Yeah.
If they see me look, then I'm gonna have to do something.
Yeah.
But Jesus says, when I heard their cry, I looked at him. Watch this. He saw him. Next thing, he spoke to him. He gave him command. He said, I want you, put it on the screen. I want them to see this right here, the scripture. It literally says, he looked and saw them and said, go show yourself to the priest.
Yeah.
And as they went, they were cleansed. As they went. I want to stop right there because we got a whole month and a half to deal with this gratefulness. I want to define something real quickly. I want you to catch this. When you grow in gratitude, you chase the giver, not the gift. When you grow in gratitude, you chase the giver, not the give. Let's define gratefulness. Gratitude is the appreciation of what is valuable and meaningful to you. The feeling of being thankful to someone for doing something. There are 3 phases of being grateful. Now I need you to put this in your notes because if you miss this, you missed the whole series. Define gratefulness, which is gratitude, in 3 phases. Here it is. It is a feeling in the heart, an expression with your words, and a giving in return.
That's good.
That's good. It is a feeling you get in your heart that you then express with your words, but you don't stop there. And it calls you to give something back in return.
Yes.
We're gonna push you in a minute because I want you to catch this, and please don't miss Sunday. Because the Bible says one came back to say thank you. You know this. Jesus asked, did not I heal 10 men?
Yeah.
But I only see one. What happened to the other 9?
Yeah.
Only one of you came back to say thank you? And this is critical because Jesus says, watch this, and Jesus said to the man, stand up and go. Your faith has made you well.
Yeah.
That's critical. So we can also argue, did those men, did they get a temporary deliverance?
Yeah.
Were they, was the miracle in the movement, but the longevity was in the gratefulness.
Wow. Wow. Jesus. That's good. Wow. That's good. Wow.
That's good because leprosy in that time, leprosy sometimes would go into remission. Yeah. And so what they would have to do is they would have to go show themselves to the priest who would then declare that they were healed in remission. So remission means that it can come back. Yeah. So I never even thought about it like that till you said that. Theirs may have just went into remission, but maybe this man, this foreigner, Samaritan, got healed, got made whole.
I don't want another 6 months of peace.
Yeah.
And another 6 years of hell.
Yeah.
Only because my issue was in remission, because I didn't possess a heart of gratitude.
That's good. That's good.
Gratefulness, gratitude. And I need you to say this. So watch it. I'm saying it again. It is a feeling in the heart, an expression with words, and a giving in return. It is from the word gratitude. So watch this. Gratefulness comes from the word gratitude. That's critical. And we didn't even get into the part of the message where it said, and the one who came back was a foreigner.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was a Samaritan.
Yeah.
We see this symbiotic thread in the Bible to where it's people who ain't